What's up? Welcome back, guys. Today's video we're going to be talking about our DIY setup for our van. This is all from Home Depot. We sourced it. We kind of just makeshifted it to get it to work. Initially we didn't have a wheel chock. Even with the trailer style wheel chock behind the wheel, it was flopping all over the place, and then after some time the initial tie downs that we had would come loose, and then our bike would kind of tip over one way, so we'd have to stop a couple times. So everything here is probably about $40, maybe $50 at the time when we bought the pieces of lumber. This is all 2x4. You had E-Track in the van, so if you include cost of E-Track, that's the price is gonna go up. But you could also do it with just a small foot or 2 foot piece. It's perfectly with our front tire. It doesn't really move. As for the mounts, here's the piece I was talking about. They also have a smaller one, I believe, but you could also just cut it to the section that you need. They're secured to our plywood floor here on our van, and then this is just there's just several pieces. We have a U-bar with a small piece of aluminum that is bending a little bit, but that's as most that it bends. We put some nuts on there, and then we can tighten or loosen this depending on how we want it. Same thing on the other side. Initially, we had it with some Velcro strap, but after some movement, driving up to Hidden Falls, it was a little bit more violent, and the straps kept on coming undone. The bike would just fall over. That was a good job. We've had this for about 2 months. It keeps it secured. It'll move some, but it stays secured. That we've gone through Hidden Falls several times, and this setup has kept it down and secured. That it'll flex a little bit, but outside that, it's down. The only downside to our particular setup is that our subfloor is not secured to the van floor itself. It's just held by adhesive and not by an actual bolt securing the floor. So if I leave the bike in here for over the course of 2 to 3 days, the van floor will lift, and then you'll be able to see a little bit. It's hard to see, but there's this very subtle movement in the floor that the portion here gets lifted, especially under so much tension from the bike. But it hasn't cracked yet, and then whenever it does, we'll go ahead and secure it and redo the subfloor. And at that point in time, we're also going to include insulation, because right now it is just plywood. It's plywood strips in between the valleys of the original van floor to make it even, and then we put adhesive all over the floor, and then we put plywood, and then we put vinyl plank flooring adhesive, and then the vinyl plank flooring on here. So in order to undo it, I'll put my body weight on top of my seat, and I always like to do the brake side first so the bike falls into me. So there it is. And then we'll do the clutch side. Take the bike out of gear. And then you unload your motorcycle. And if we want to move it, we just go ahead and release the E-Track accessory, and we can maneuver it where we want. And then all these pieces are just separate. So a U-bar with a thin piece of aluminum strip. And then you can also adjust the tightness, and then you can also adjust the tension by moving these eyelets up or down. That's it. And that is our Home Depot DIY setup for the van. Hope you all enjoyed it.